Guys, I have a theory about Wandavision. Hear me out. Two theories. One's more obvious, one maybe might be a stretch, but I'm hoping it's possible. The first theory is what inspires Wanda to simulate this reality as a sitcom. I just think she's a fan, but let me break that down. I think she's a fan, one, because she probably was watching, she was one of the full timers who stayed in the Avengers mansion, and she was probably watching sitcoms, old ones, more recent ones, to help perfect her English. People in the real world learn that way, learn English that way. Sitcoms, music, all that stuff. Secondly, was probably her way of bonding with Vision, right, and reminds her of what could have been. He was another full timer in the Avengers compounds. You see them in Infinity War, post Civil War, being together in Edinburgh, I believe it was, in Scotland. They clearly spent a lot of time together, not just doing, you know what. They were clearly doing some stuff like to spend the day together, probably watching sitcoms. And I bet you that helped Vision learn more about humanity and become more human, so to speak, quote unquote. And then lastly, I feel like that helps her imagine her idyllic reality because she has so much trauma. You think about what happened to her parents gone. I think they were killed by the Stark missiles, and then the other Stark missile that landed in the apartment that she had to stare at for days while people trying to get her out the rubble. Her and her brother. Her brother gets riddled with bullets by Ultron. She has to kill Vision and then watch him be brought back to life and die again with Thanos' hand. She's been through a lot, clearly, and that visual of the I Love Lucy, Bewitched, Brady Bunch reality she's imagining will probably help her like adjust with her trauma. That's her way of coping, right? That's my first theory out of the way. Now here's my second theory after watching. I've just watched episode 4. Guys, I think they're teasing Midnight Suns. For people who don't know who Midnight Suns are, Midnight Suns, if you're a DC fan, they're basically Justice League Dark. They deal with the more dark, supernatural, mystical threats. The original lineup is something like Doctor Strange, Ghost Rider, Blade, Morbius I think is in it at one point, and so on, like various kind of characters associated with supernatural. Here's the first, one of the reasons why I think they're teasing Midnight Suns is because this show clearly seems to be teasing Wanda becoming like a certain level of OP that she is in the comics. But knowing vague knowledge about House of M, if she can warp reality, I don't think even Doctor Strange could simply stop her in his one movie that's coming up, Doctor Strange 2. So possibly I think that Doctor Strange 2 might end on a cliffhanger and be a prelude to something else that's even bigger, like the first phase of movies, Thor and various like MacGuffins teasing, various events and MacGuffins teasing the original Avengers movie. Same with phase 2, phase 3 and Infinity War. More specifically, I feel like there are certain things that have been signposted in this series, like references, possible references to like Mephisto, that might be teasing Ghost Rider in the future. We know for a fact, what do we know? Blade is coming, phase 5. Moon Knight is coming. Both of those characters, Moon Knight in the Doctor Strange Damnation comic is part of the lineup of Midnight Suns, guys. Blade is still part of the lineup. He's part of the original lineup and the most recent lineup. That's my knowledge of Midnight Suns coming from that comic, Doctor Strange Damnation. And something else that might seem far out, but they could change this up a little bit and add it to this possible lineup if Midnight Suns comes. Shang-Chi. Now guys, why am I connecting that? Because again, Doctor Strange Damnation, the Midnight Suns has Iron Fist in it. Here's what I know from reading Iron Fist and learning a bit about Shang-Chi. I know that even though they are not the same type of character exactly, his power, Shang-Chi, is described to have a similar source to Iron Fist. Chi manipulation. He can manipulate his own like internal energy to make himself move faster, do certain things, and I think they may use that to explain some of his abilities that he has in the comics, like duplicating himself and so on in his own movie. But I just think in general, his movie, because of the Mandarin and certain other things, I think that's gonna be the bridge in between some of the lower level stuff, street heroes, spy stuff that Shang-Chi's been associated with, and more fantastical stuff, supernatural, mystical. He might be that replacement, in other words, for Iron Fist in the recent lineup of the Midnight Suns that was in Doctor Strange Damnation. So I think Shang-Chi might be like a possible replacement for Iron Fist. And they could be teasing like movie level stuff, because otherwise why would you introduce a character that small if you're not going to do him on a Disney Plus show like a Moon Knight? It could happen, guys. Think about it. Tell me what you think down below. Like, share, and subscribe. Other than that, signing off. Salute.